Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Anthropology 340 Native Cultures of North America. It's Monday of week 7. Today, we're going to be talking about your research project for this semester. Let's flip over to the syllabus. As you can see, our research project is coming up pretty quick with a paper due on the 20th, the week after spring break. PowerPoint due the week after that on the 27th, followed by in week 12, the 30th through the 4th, we're going to be doing presentations in class on your the group that you choose. So we're going to switch over now to the specifics of the topic. You can find what I'm going to be looking for in this paper in the module for this week under the tab for Indigenous Groups Research Paper and PowerPoint Directions. This is what we're going to be doing. So in this class, you're going to be researching a specific Native American society in North America. You're going to be writing a 10-page paper about that group, and you're going to present the findings to the class in a PowerPoint presentation. If you are here in person, you're going to be presenting it to the class, and if you are an online student, you're going to be submitting a video for us to watch as well. So the step one is the research part of this project. You're going to be, you should have already picked a group through the discussion board a couple weeks back. If you haven't already picked a group, make sure you do that beforehand before you get started on this research part, because we are only allowing one student for each group. We don't want to have a bunch of people doing the same group. So go to the discussion board, and it is first come, first serve. So if you go there and you see somebody else has already picked the group, you should have a backup group which you can put. And you need to put what group you're selecting on that discussion board, and myself and my assistants will be creating the master list for who's doing what group based on that discussion board. Okay, so once you picked your group and you make sure that you're the first person to have chosen it, you're going to start researching your group. You want to use at least 3 different academic sources for this information, and you want to make sure that you're citing where this is coming from. When you look at this, you're going to look at a number of different areas or topics about this group. The first thing you want to look at is the background. Who is this group that you've chose? What are they called? What do they call themselves? Oftentimes there are different terms used by outsiders and insiders, and if there are different terms, think about maybe why that is. What is their total population today, as well as maybe their high point in their past? What other groups live nearby, and did they get along with these groups, or maybe are they a little hostile? The next thing you want to think about is the homeland. This is going to be where the tribe traditionally lives and what other groups are nearby. Where do they live before? Where do they live now? Do they have a reservation? How big is it, and how many people live there? And this is going to be, that's the kind of the political landscape. You're going to contrast that between that and the natural environment. Oftentimes people get these two mixed up. So when we're talking about the natural environment, you're going to think about what is the environment of the area? What are the major resources? How do they depend on those or utilize those resources in their making a living? You also want to think about what kind of challenges do these people face, or did they face in the past? The next thing you're going to want to research is the material culture, both in the past and the present. This includes a whole range of things, including their types of home, their clothing, their food, their tools, their weapons, their art, and etc. What does this group grow slash hunt slash eat? How do they live? What kind of houses do they have? All that kind of material culture for your society. The next thing you want to think about is customs and traditions. Oftentimes this is kind of related to material culture, but is often more ephemeral. Right? What are their festivals, their ceremonies, their sports, their games? Why are they important? And do they still conduct these today, or have they changed over time? You next want to look at notable members. Who are some famous people in your group, and what are they famous for? Other interesting facts about them. You want to make sure that you're not just doing long ago people. You want to try to have at least some modern people of the 21st century to show that these groups are not just existing in the past, they still have famous people today. And related to that, you'll want to also think about what are the modern struggles and successes this group faces. Are they facing challenges today? And have they had any political or cultural successes in facing these struggles? Once you've done that, you're going to write your research paper. This is going to be a 10-page double-spaced paper, not including the bibliography of your sources. You should make sure you use a word processor, turn it in through Canvas, and you want to make sure that you're not using AI technology to write your paper for it, because we'll be running these through Detector to see if you have. You want to use at least 3 sources, not including your textbook. So don't, if you are welcome to use your textbook, but that will not count as one of your 3 sources. When you cite specific things, please make sure you're citing the source that you're getting this information from, as well as the page number. So we're not thinking that you're just coming up with this stuff out of your own head or making it up. But if you do have a personal connection to this group and you are talking about personal experience, that is fine as well. Whatever, you can use whatever citation format you're most comfortable, APA, MLA, or whatever your discipline specific citation format that you're used to is. When you do your paper, you want to make sure that you have all these following 10 pieces. And when I grade your paper, I will be using this as a rubric to make sure that that you've covered the entire range of topics that we want to see from you. Number 1 should be the introduction. Number 2, the group description. Number 3, the homeland. Number 4, the natural environment. 5, the material culture. Number 6, customs and traditions. Number 7, notable members. Number 8, struggles and success. Then number 9, a conclusion. And number 10, a bibliography that includes at least 3 sources not in your textbook. And if you're not sure what any of those are, just scroll back up earlier in this page and you can see what I'm looking for example, customs and traditions or struggles and success. So you're going to write your paper, 10 pages, double spaced, and then you're going to turn that in by the 20th of March. After you've done that, you want to start working on your PowerPoint. Your PowerPoint's going to have those same slides that match the organization of your paper. The only major difference is you're going to want to start, it's going to have 11 at least slides instead of 10 because you're going to have a title slide with your group as well as your name on it as well. Your slides should include short bits of information rather than reciting them word for word. You're going to kind of put bullet points and then summarize it in your discussion that you're going to be doing the following week. When you do this, you want to make sure that this presentation is visually appealing. Don't just put a white background with black text. You are required to have at least 1, if not 2 or 3, but no more than 3 visuals for each slide, which directly relate to the written content. This can include pictures or video. And when I say you have to have these 11 slides, this is the minimum that you have to have. If you have, for example, customs and tradition, and you have kind of the bullet points on one slide, but you want to make another slide, a part 2 of customs and traditions, to maybe show a video of their sporting events or something like that. You are welcome to have more slides than the 11 that I listed. This is just the minimum that you're going to need in order to get full credit. And finally, step 4 is your presentation. Your presentations are going to happen during week 12 of the semester when we are all going to present either in person or online. You're expected to present your research information. It should be about 7 to 10 minutes. You figure 10 minutes because you have a 10-minute, you have a 10-page paper and 11 slides at least for your presentation. So that works out well for about 10 minutes. Talk along with your PowerPoint. I'm going to send a sign-up sheet around probably next week, and when you can pick a day where you'd like to present. If you're doing it online, you're going to submit, and you don't have to pick a day. I'll just play your videos in the order that they come in. Because this class is both online and in person, if you are online, well, you have to share your video through YouTube or some other video streaming site that's accessible to your classmates in order to receive credit. Don't just send me a locked OneDrive share file, which I can't share with anyone else, or I have to download and re-upload to another service. You need to send a shareable version, so just a web link, rather than the whole video, through the Canvas portal for your presentation. And when you do this, it shouldn't be just, you should have, you should be showing your PowerPoint with your voice talking over it. And you can either have, you can have your picture in the corner, or you can just talk over your slides if you prefer. Online students will submit online for the video. In-person students, you have to do it in class to get full credit. Remember, in addition, on March 1st, there's also the SRCC Student Research and Creativity Conference, and you can get 5% extra credit on your final exam in this class if you submit for the SRCC for this project. You could do it for other classes, but you won't get credit for it. But if you want to submit your Indigenous group research paper to the SRCC, I'm happy to give you 5% extra credit on your final. So make sure, if you're interested, I'll be posting a link to that as well. And then at the bottom here are a list of suggested tribes for your research project. Most of you are already chosen your group, but if you're still thinking about a group and you haven't decided, these are some possibilities. Okay, so that's going to wrap it up for this very short video about your research project and paper and presentation coming up this semester. Remember, if you haven't already chosen your group, you're going to want to start that pretty quick and start doing your research, because it's not the kind of thing that you can do necessarily the night before it's due. Okay, if you have any questions about the project this semester, make sure you email me or my GAs, and we'll be happy to answer those questions. Thanks so much for hanging out, and I'll see you next time.